Over the last almost 11 years now here at Survival on Purpose, we've taken a look at a lot of different gear and blades and tools across a wide range of prices, from very, very low budget to pretty high end. Well, today we're going to take a look at what I think may be the most expensive screwdriver I've ever seen, unless maybe you're talking something made for NASA. And I'm going to tell you why I bought one and why I am so glad I did. I'm talking about the Tier 1 designed Combat Flathead from Dynamis Alliance and Crush Everything. And that's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me for another Sharp Saturday video. We're going to take a look at something that's sort of sharp, but we're going to call this a tool rather than a knife. And I'm talking about, as I said, the Dynamis Alliance Combat Flathead that you may have seen featured in some of the Jack Carr novels. Started with the Terminal List. This is designed by Dom Raso, who is a DevGru Tier 1 SEAL Team operator, and it's not cheap. Like I said up front, it is not cheap. This is the most expensive screwdriver I've ever seen personally, but it's much more than a screwdriver. We're gonna get into that and tell you why I am so glad I got this thing right after this word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Hog Holsters. Hog Holsters are made in the USA in Arizona, and they are without a doubt the most comfortable concealable holster I've ever tested. You can save 10% on your order at Hog Holsters by using the coupon code Survival on Purpose, all one word. That's hogholsters.com. Thanks to Hog Holsters for sponsoring today's video. Alrighty, we're back, and we're going to get down to the old stump top in just a minute and do some close-ups and talk about the specs and details of this Combat Flathead tool. I'm not even really going to call it a screwdriver anymore because it's so much more than that. But first, you know me, got to have a little obligatory rambling and kind of give you the background of why I decided to buy this admittedly expensive tool. So, I first learned about this reading Jack Carr novels, the James Reece novel Terminal List. I think this was featured in the second novel, maybe not the first one. I don't remember. Maybe you can if you're aware of that, let me know in the comments below. But it seemed like a pretty cool idea, and I actually got to meet Dom Raso a couple of times, who is the designer and creator of this tool. He's a former Tier 1 DevGru, SEAL Team 6, whatever you want to call it, operator, and he designed this, and I thought, man, I like that. I really like the idea of it, but it is admittedly pricey. This thing is, let's say, north of $300. And if you look at it's just a screwdriver, you think that is absolutely ridiculous. I can buy a screwdriver for 49 cents, you know, at the local Harbor Freight. But you can't buy anything like this for that price. And so I bit the bullet and bought one. And I'm telling you, this is one of those things that really and truly, if you ever had something like this, you didn't really realize how much you needed it until you had it. I use this thing literally every single day. So we're going to get down to the old stump top now, and I'll show you the specs and details about this, and then along the way, there's probably going to be some more rambling. We'll talk about why I think I'm glad I bought this. So, okay, so here is the Combat Flathead, and as you can see, I've been using this thing. I bought this in June. I've been using it for a little over 5 months now. Literally, rarely a day goes by that I'm not really happy I have this thing on my belt or in my pocket. It is so useful. Just obviously, it's useful as a screwdriver. It's always great to have a screwdriver. You never know when you'll need a solid screwdriver. But what I've really used it for more is just as a pry tool, as a tool to reach and just get into places, tight places, to whether you dropped a screw in a crack or anything like that. Yesterday, I was at a sporting clay event for a veterans group, that veterans charity, and one of the guys I was with had a really nice Browning semi-automatic shotgun, and the shell separated on the ejection. They got stuck in there. He says, "Has anybody got any kind of a tool or anything?" And I happen to have this with me, and he was able to clear his shotgun and keep rocking thanks to the Combat Flathead. I'm just telling you, there's so many times I've used this so often. And yes, you could buy a screwdriver a whole lot cheaper. You can't buy anything that's as strong as this, but it's also very flat and very easy to carry with you. I don't know many screwdrivers that come with a really nice sheath either. So let's just talk about the specs and details of this version here real quickly, and then we'll get to doing some of that combat flathead stuff. So first of all, this one is 7 3/4 inches overall length, and they do have a 6.5 inch overall length, which technically would be TSA compliant, you know, but you never know what TSA is going to do. But TSA allows tools up to 6.5 inches. So, and it is a functional screwdriver. So, you know, technically you should be able to take this on a plane, but you know, your mileage may vary. If I was going to take this to the airport, or the smaller, I'm sorry, the smaller version you could take on a plane, and it's 6.5, so it's an inch and a quarter shorter. I would also be carrying in my carry-on a self-addressed stamped mailer, so I could mail this sucker back to myself if I had to, because I'm not giving up a $300 tool to the TSA because they can't read their own regulations. So that being said, is that a little bit of rant there? This is made of rugged S7 tool steel, so super solid. I pried some pretty tough stuff with this, and I have been unable to. There's no damage to it whatsoever. It's so that's a good high impact steel without fracturing or bending. It also has what's called an Nept X coating, and I just want to tell you what they say about that on their website, because I think it's pretty cool. So we were tired of our blades and gear rusting in salt water. Nept X extremely corrosive resistant proprietary coating was created for use in saltwater environments. So I kind of condensed that, but they basically, this is designed by Tier 1 operators for Tier 1 use. And you know, Navy SEALs kind of get in the water sometimes. So it has some integrated jimping and a sculptured grip. So just enough right there for nice. It gives you a nice purchase. It won't slide around in your hand, but it's not. Everything's kind of relieved, so there's nothing bites into your hand or anything under use. A little bit of jimping back here. This thing is useful as a tool. It's also could be useful as a self-defense weapon. It has a lanyard hole here where you can either put a dummy cord on it, or maybe you're going to carry it in deep concealment. You could put something on it. You can get it, pull a string and pull it up out of your wherever you got it hidden. Or you could even use this as a start for a wrap if you want to use some cordage wrap to make it a little beefier or whatever. But I like it just the way it is. It's so compact. It fits really right into my pocket and the sheath, and it's just very easy to carry. I carry this with me this is part of my EDC now. And so this is the sheath, which is also really cool. This is their integrated sheath. And by the way, I just checked the website today. They've kind of come out with a new improved version of this. I think it's got a little bit different, more carry options or mounting options, and maybe it says a little bit different retention. I don't have any issues with this sheath whatsoever. It has a drain holes at the bottom all the way around. It's got a little slot back here where you can put a little molly. They have a non-metallic carry option. You can put this down and carry it on your belt or whatever, mount it with molly. This is their zero clip, they call it, and it absolutely grips. It does really great, and you can put it on your belt. I just clip it in my pocket, or clip it in your waistband. I put this in my pocket. I don't carry this in the waistband, but you can very easily, and it comes off if you needed to. I didn't really see a need for a non-metallic clip for an extremely metallic tool. So to me, that I don't see a need for that, but they offer one. And in different mounting options, you can put it in your pocket, like I said, on your belt, on molly, and the new sheath has even more. And then all of the Dynamis or Crush Everything blades and tools come in a really nice waterproof protective case. And this is, here it is, and it's kind of locks. It's IP67 water resistant. It's dust resistant. It is crush and dust proof, and it's got padding here, nice little net up here. And by the way, they also have available a flathead trainer, which is this is rounded off and everything for practicing any tactical type stuff you might want to do with your combat flathead. Comes with a couple of keys, little plastic keys to lock it, and they always have these 50% off coupons for your different blade training. Dom has some online training modules, and the first one is, by the way, is free. The Blade Basics is included with the purchase of any of his tools, and then they give you a 50% off coupon for all his other blade work online training. And then pretty cool. This also has an automatic pressure relief valve. So there's that. And there's, again, there's some other options you can go with this, but I bought the trainer in this, and I'm really, as I said, really happy with this thing. I know it's expensive, I get it, but I don't know of any other tool even that's close to the same as this. It is absolutely so versatile and so useful, so concealable, so daily carryable, if that's the word. And just, as you can see, mine has been used the heck out of it. So that is kind of the specs and everything. And I think did I mention the price? So right now, the price on this one is $325. For that price, you get the sheath, you get the combat flathead, you get the sheath, you get the new improved sheath. You also get the really cool case, which, you know, for me, that's not a big deal. I'm not going to put this in a case. I've got this on my body. But it's neat to have a little case you can use for other stuff. And you also get the free Blade Basics training and 50% off the other training stuff. And sometimes if you go to their website and get on their Facebook or whatever, you can sign up and you'll maybe get a discount coupon. I think when I bought this one, I had a discount coupon from Blade Show. So I didn't pay full price for it, but I paid pretty good bit for it. Over $200 easily. So I know that's a lot of money, and money's tight right now, and it's not in everybody's budget, but, you know, thankfully, I'm at a point in my life where I could afford to do this, and honestly, thanks to the sponsors on YouTube. So I did it, and honestly, like I said, it's one of those things where I absolutely did not realize how much I needed this until I had it, and now I'm wondering, like, how did I survive daily without this, as far as in my job, because I'm a plumbing contractor, so I've always worked with my hands. I just do so many things with, you know, that require tools, and this is such a versatile tool. Again, pry bar, screwdriver, poker, stabber, jabber, and even doubles as a very effective self-defense tool. So that's the specs and rambling and other assorted doodads about this. I think I like to do science stuff on Sharp Saturday. This is really, like I said, this is not sharp. It's not really a sharp tool. There's no sharp edges on it other than the tip maybe. So we're not going to strike ferro rods and start fires. That's not what this is for. But I do think we need to at least try to be a little scientific, don't you? Chuck Norris can set ants on fire with a magnifying glass at night. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know here at our worldwide headquarters, we maintain a state-of-the-art cutting-edge testing facility. We like to test several different features of tools, but one of the things I always like to test on a tool like this is the aerodynamic balance using the balance, orientation, and rotation device. And of course, proper scientific methodology. So let's see what happens to this with this baby. Whoop, 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 whoop. Again. Maybe once more. Of course, we're not always in a laboratory environment, are we? We're going to call this one balance. Okay, well, that was the balance testing of the Combat Flathead from Dynamis Alliance. CrushEverything.com is the website. They may not even be calling themselves Dynamis Alliance anymore. I think they are, but either way, CrushEverything.com will get you there. I know I probably lost some people with the price. I get it. Like I said at the very beginning of the video, this thing is not cheap. But this is literally a tool that you can trust your life to. If you're in a situation where this something like this could save your life. And I have made some purchases in the past where I've had buyer's remorse for. This is not one of them. Every day I'm glad I have this thing with me, because almost every day I have an opportunity to use it. And sometimes I ask myself, man, so if I didn't have this, how would I solve this problem? And some of them, this has been the best solution to solving that problem. And so, yep, it's expensive, but buy once, cry once, as they say. This thing is absolutely rock solid and so very useful. And now it's got some pretty cool blue coloring on it. So anyway, CrushEverything.com. And by the way, I don't have any financial affiliation with them at all. I paid for this. They're not giving me a commission. They're not a sponsor or anything like that. I just really believe in their stuff. So I especially believe in the Combat Flatheads. So anyway, I hope this video has been somewhat informative, maybe even mildly entertaining, and I sincerely appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident. Be prepared. I'll see you next time.